Hi guys, now let us go for the last section of the concept of the determinants. So in this here we are going to study application of matrices and determinants. So in this section you must know all the concept yet till now which you have studied in the matrix as well as the determinants. So the one thing which we, as I said in the previous section, when we have studied what is singular matrix and non-singular matrix, this one is going to be play a vital role in the application of matrices and determinants. So before that, let us recall what is singular matrix. When we say the matrix is singular, if determinant, if A is any square matrix, then the determinant value of if A is equal to 0 means then we say then the matrix A is called as a singular matrix. When we call it as a non-singular matrix, if A is a square matrix and determinant of A is not equal to 0 means then we call matrix A has a non-singular matrix. This is the concept which you have already learned. We just recalled what is singular and non-singular. So I hope you all read about the system of linear equations in your elementary classes and solving the system of linear equation like x plus y plus z is equal to 7, x plus 2y plus 3z is equal to 18, and x plus 3y plus z is equal to 8. If like this question is there, we are calling this one as a system of linear equations where we are solving this one and finding the value of x, y, z. So this concept you have already learnt in your elementary classes, how we are solving this system of linear equation and getting the values of x, y, z. Now here we are solving like this system of linear equation with the help of this matrices and using the concept of inverse of the matrices. Okay, so before that let us understand what is this consistent system and inconsistent system. So a system is said to be a consistent if it is having, means there are two possibilities when we are saying the system is said to be a consistent, that is if it is having a solution. First thing, it is having a solution, and that solution it is either one or many. A system is, if system is having a solution, if solution is said to be a consistent system, that solution it might be a one solution or many solution. A system is said to be a inconsistent if it is having no solutions. If it is having no solutions means then the system is said to be a inconsistent system. So make clear that a system which is having one or more solutions, then it is said to be a consistent system. A system is having no solution means it is said to be a inconsistent system. So now let us move how we are going to solve this system of linear equation with the help of inverse of a matrix. So I have considered here one of the system in the general notation. So this system can be expressed, in the matrix form. How we are going to express this one in the matrix form? See here, consider the coefficients, not cofactor, coefficients of x, y, z. Consider the coefficients of x, y, z, the things which I have underlined, and put this one in a matrix form. So I'll call let A be a matrix which is consisting of the coefficients of x, y, z. That is x coefficient I am writing in the first column a1, a2, a3. Y coefficients I am writing in the second column, that is b1, b2, b3. Z coefficients I am writing in the third column, that is c1, c2, c3. So this is our matrix A, and I am calling matrix X which is having the variables. So here how many variables are there? 3 variables, that is x, y and z. I am using that variables in the matrix by name X, and the whatever the things which I have left out in the right hand side I am writing it in the matrix B, like D1, D2, D3. So it is a matrix A, this is matrix X, and this is matrix B. So now you can express this matrix in this form, in the form like Ax is equal to B. Suppose if you write matrix A, that is A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2, A3 B3 C3 into x y z. If you multiply this one, you are going to get this system of equation itself. But even you can check it. See here, a1x plus b1y plus c1z is equal to d1. a2x plus b2y plus c2z is equal to d2. a3x plus b3y plus c3z is equal to d3. You can check this one, multiply this one, you can get a matrix of order 3 cross 1. So 3 cross 1 matrix on the LHS, 3 cross 1 matrix on the RHS, both are equality. By the concept of equality of matrix, the corresponding elements become equal. When it becomes equal, we are going to get this system of equation with the concept of a matrix. So this is how we are using the system of equation to solve the system of equation with the help of the matrix in this form. Now we need to find the solution. So this is how we can find express the system into a matrix form. But we need the solution. What is the solution? We need to get the values of what is this x, y, z. That is nothing but we need to solve for the matrix x. How we can solve for the matrix x? Here there are two cases. What are the two cases? Case 1, when our matrix A, if our matrix A, this matrix is non-singular. If this matrix is non-singular, what does that mean? Non-singular, determinant of A is not equal to 0. So when determinant of A is not equal to 0, what we say? Inverse exists. When determinant of A is not equal to 0, we say inverse exists, right? So if inverse exists, this is the concept. Now we can express this system into Ax is equal to B. So since inverse exists, I can multiply A inverse. So I am pre-multiplying A inverse on both the sides since inverse exists. So A inverse Ax is equal to A inverse B. By associativity, it becomes A inverse A into x is equal to A inverse B. A into A inverse is equal to I into x. A inverse B, I into x is nothing but x is equal to A inverse B. So to get the values of x, y, z, that is to get the matrix x, we need to solve A inverse B. So we need to find out what is the A inverse. After getting the value of A inverse, you need to multiply that one with the matrix B. At that time you are going to get the values of x, y, z or x, y or what is the variables they have given. You are going to get the value of this one. So you will understand this one, how we are going to solve it with the examples. So as soon as I finish, I will show you how we are going to solve this with the help of example. So this is case 1 when A is a non-singular. So let us see what will be the case 2. Obviously case 2 will be the thing is when A is singular. So let us see what will be happen if A is singular. So before moving to case 2, let us make the thing clear here. Here we got x is equal to A inverse B. I said inverse exists. We all know that. We know that our inverse is unique. We all know that inverse is unique, right? So since inverse is unique, whatever the value I am going to get here, that is x, y, z, it is nothing but unique. That is nothing but it is having only one solution. So it is having only one solution means what? Our system, our given system, that is nothing but this system is consistent. This system is consistent system. What does that consistent is saying? The consistent system is said to be a system is said to be a consistent if it is having a one or more solution. So here it is having only one solution. So this system, why we are saying it is having only one solution? Because here we are going to get a unique inverse. So we are saying that the system is having only one solution. Therefore the system is consistent system. So when A is non-singular, we are going to get consistent system with one solution. So this is regarding the case 1. So the next case is A is singular. A is singular means what? determinant value of A is equal to 0. When we are going to get the determinant value of A is equal to 0, at that time we are going to calculate or check adjoint of A into B. We are going to check this one. If this one is not equal to our 0 matrix, this is nothing but 0 matrix. If it is not equal to 0 matrix, then the system is having having no solution, means the solution does not exist. Solution does not exist, and the system is said to be inconsistent. When adjoint A into B, we are calculating the value of this one. If this one is not equal to 0, means the solution does not exist and the system is called as inconsistent system. Suppose if adjoint A into B is equal to 0 means, then solution may or may not be existing. Solution, it may be existing or may not be, and the system we are going to call it as consistent, or either consistent or inconsistent. Accordingly, as the system has infinitely solution means, then it is said to be consistent. If it is having no solutions means, then we are going to say it has an inconsistency, because here the solution may or may not be existing. So if it is existing means with the infinite number of solutions, so it is called as consistent. If it is does not existing the solution means, then we are calling as inconsistent. So here see clearly, I am briefly going with again case 2. If A is said to be a singular means what? If we get the determinant value is equal to 0, then we are immediately calculating adjoint A into B. What is our A? It was our A1, B1, C1, that matrix. What was our B? It is nothing but D1, D2, D3. So first we are finding what is the adjoint of this matrix, and after getting the adjoint we are multiplying with B, and we are going to get one matrix. If that matrix is not equal to 0 means, then there will be no solution. So if there is no solution means, what does the definition say according to the system? It is nothing but inconsistent system. Suppose adjoint A into B is equal to 0, that is nothing but a 0 matrix means, then the system may be, it might be a consistent or inconsistent, because the solution it consisting, it might be of infinite solutions, or it might not consist of any solution. If it is consisting of infinite solution, then we are calling it as consistent system. If it is having no solution means, we are calling it as inconsistent system. So this is regarding the case 1 and case 2, and how we are going to check for consistency and inconsistency of a system. So let us go with one of the example to make the concept clear. Here I am having a system of a linear equation with the two variables x and y. So I can write this system in the form of ax plus b form, where our a is nothing but 2, 3, x variable, y variable 5, 2. So x matrix, it is nothing but x into y. What is our matrix B? It is nothing but 1 into 7. So I expressed this system into ax and b. Now before proceeding whether to check the consistency, first thing what we should know, whether it is a singular matrix or non-singular matrix. To check singularity of a matrix, we are going to find what is the determinant value of A. That is nothing but 4 minus 15, which is nothing but minus 11, not equal to 0. So not equal to 0 means what? Our matrix A is what? Non-singular matrix. If it is a non-singular matrix means what? We are going to have a unique solution. So let us find what is that unique solution. So to find unique solution, we are going with the formula, that is X is equal to A inverse B. So before going to this one, we need to find what is our A inverse. So what is the formula to find the A inverse? 1 divided by determinant value of A into adjoint A. So since it is of order 2, adjoint A finding, it is damn easy. So determinant A, it is nothing but minus 1 by 11. Adjoint A, we need to interchange this one, 2, 2, and change the sign, minus 5, minus 3. So this is nothing but our adjoint A. So now you got the value of A inverse. Now let us go with the thing x is equal to A inverse B. So what is our A inverse value? Minus 1 by 11, 2, minus 5, minus 3, 2. What is the value of B? You can see here 1 into 7. So minus 1 by 11 as it is, I'll keep it like this. I'll multiply this one. 2 into 1, 2, minus 5 into 7, minus 35. Again minus 3, 7 2s are 14. So what you are going to get here? Minus 1 by 11, minus 33, and here it is 11. If you multiply this one to both the element, what you are going to get? First element it is nothing but 3, second element it is minus 1. What was on the LHS? We are having x. X is nothing but our matrix xy. So it is nothing but xy. By the equality of matrix, what we can say? We can equate the corresponding element. So value of x is equal to 3, y is equal to minus 1. So if they are asked you to check the consistency or inconsistency of a given system of a matrix, you can go with they have given the system, writing it in the A, X and B. What is matrix X, what is matrix X, and what is matrix B. After that, check the determinant value. If determinant value is equal to 0, then it is a singular matrix, and proceed with that. If it is not equal to 0, it is a non-singular matrix, then the system is what? The system is consistent system. That's all. No need of this one. Here, this one is required when they are asked you to find the values of x and y, or to find the solution of a system of equation. Okay. So this is how we are going to solve the system of linear equation with the help of matrix and using the concept of inverse of a matrix. So here is one of the question, and they asked you to check the consistency of the system. Okay, so you need to check whether it is a consistent or inconsistent system. So first thing, you express this one in the form of A, X and B. So A is nothing but 1, 2, 3, 6, and our X is nothing but X, Y, and our B is nothing but 5 and 8. Okay, so this is the thing. So after this one, you check for the determinant value. So what is the determinant value? 6 minus 6, which is equal to 0. So our matrix A is nothing but what? It is a singular matrix. So as I said here, when it is a singular, we will calculate adjoint A into B. So here I am doing, it is a singular, so we are finding adjoint A into B. So what is that adjoint A? Since it is a matrix of order 2, adjoint A, it is nothing but 6, 1, minus 3, minus 2. Interchanging this diagonal, changing the sign of this diagonal. What is the matrix B? 5 into 8. So what we are going to get? 5 6 are 30, minus 8 3s are 24, and again 5 2s are 10, plus 8. So what is the value here we are going to get? It is nothing but 30 minus 24, it is 8, minus 10, 8, it is nothing but minus 2. So this one is not equal to our 0 matrix, that is 0 0. So when matrix adjoint A into B is not equal to 0 matrix, means what we are saying? The system is inconsistent. So here we are saying, therefore system is inconsistent, therefore it has no solution. So when it is inconsistent, it is having no solution. So system is inconsistent, therefore it is having no solution. So if it is singular, you have to go with like this and say whether it is consistent or inconsistent here. So note one thing here, if it is consistent means we are learning in this second PUC chapter, if it is a consistent, it is having only one solution. We are only learning this concept here. So not consistent with infinitely many solution. We are learning only consistent only with one solution. That is, if A is non-singular means that concept only we are learning here. we are not learning this one. If adjoint A into B is equal to 0, it might be having consistent as well as both inconsistent. So that's what I have make one note here. So this is how we are solving the problems based on the system of linear equations. So here is a question: solve the following system of equation by matrix method. So they have given you the system. The first thing, what, by looking into the system, we can express this system in the ax plus b form, where our a is nothing but coefficients of x, y and z. See here, coefficients of x, that is 3, 2, 4, it is our first column. Coefficient of y, minus 2, 1, minus 3, it is our second column. Coefficients of z, that is 3, minus 1, 2, it is our third column. So this is our matrix A. X is nothing but variables x, y, z, that is nothing but x matrix is equal to x, y, z, and matrix B is nothing but the elements which are existing on the LHS, that is 8, 1 and 4. So now you got A, X and B. So now we need to proceed and we need to find the solution here. So first we need to find what is the determinant value of the matrix A. I am expanded this one along the first row. After expanding it one along the first row, I got the determinant value is equal to minus 17, which is not equal to 0. So if determinant value A is not equal to 0 means what? A matrix A is a non-singular matrix. If it is a non-singular matrix means what? Inverse exists. So inverse exists. Here it is a matrix of order 3. And to find the inverse, what and all we needed? We need determinant A as well as adjoint of a matrix A. So we need to find the adjoint of a matrix A. So you must be, while solving this type of question, you must be as fast as enough to solve or to get to find the adjoint, because it takes some time, but the practice, it seriously makes you as fast as you can. So I find out the adjoint for each of the elements, that is minus 3 to for each element in the matrix A. So I have written here the adjoint for each element. As you know, we are taking the transpose of a cofactor of a matrix. So that is nothing but minus 1, minus 8, minus 10 becomes our first column, minus 5, minus 6, 1 becomes second column, minus 1, 9, 7 becomes third column. This is nothing but the adjoint A. Now you can find A inverse, because you know the value of determinant value of A as well as adjoint A. Therefore, what is that A inverse formula is saying? 1 divided by determinant value of A into adjoint A. So A inverse is equal to minus 1 by 17, because the determinant value is minus 17, into adjoint A. So you got the value of A inverse. Now how we are going to find the solution? Solution with the help of x is equal to A inverse B, where our A inverse is nothing but this one, that is minus 1 by 17 into adjoint A. B is nothing but this matrix 8, 1, 4. Now you multiply these two matrices. So multiplying, it is nothing but 8 into minus 1 minus 8, 5 into 1 is minus 5, minus 1 into 4 is minus 4. In this way you will multiply, you will get this one. Now you solve this one, you are going to get, that is nothing but minus 17, minus 34, minus 51. In the LHS we had matrix X, it is nothing but X, Y, Z. So X, Y, Z is equal to minus 17. I am taking this minus 1 by 17 inside. It becomes minus 17 by minus of minus 17 divided by 17. Minus minus get cancelled. 17 by 17 is 1. Minus 34 by 17 is nothing but 2. Minus of minus 51 divided by 17 is 3. So now you compare by the equality of a matrix. We can say, we can equate the corresponding elements. Therefore a value of x is equal to 1, y is equal to 2 and z is equal to 3. So this is how we got the values of x, y and z. See here, there is a next question which is application type of question. So first thing, what the statement is saying? The sum of three numbers is 6. So I will consider that three numbers be x, y and z. What they are first saying, the sum of three numbers, that is x plus y plus z is equal to 6. Next what they are saying, if we multiply third number by 3 and add second number to it, we get 11. So they are saying for third number we are multiplying by 3. So that is nothing but 3z. And later what they are saying, and add second number to it. For this one they are saying, if I am going to add second number, which is nothing but y, what they are saying, if we multiply third number by 3 and add second number to it, we get 11. That is nothing but, which is equal to 11. What about the next statement? They are saying, by adding first and third numbers, we get double of the second number. So by adding first and the third number, we are going to get the double of the second number. That is nothing but x minus 2y plus z is equal to 0. So next what they are saying, represent it algebraically and find the numbers using matrix method. So I have expressed this one algebraically. Now you got the three equation 1, 2 and 3, and the solving of this one is similar to that of what I have did in the previous section. That is nothing but, this system can be expressed in Ax is equal to b form, where A is nothing but the coefficients of x, y and z, x is nothing but the variables x, y, z, b is nothing but these 6, 11 and 0. After that I have find out the value of determinant value of A, which is equal to 9, not equal to 0. So matrix A is a non-singular matrix, inverse exists. So later I found out the adjoint of these matrices. After means cofactor of this matrices, and after that cofactors I have find out the adjoint. After getting the adjoint I have find out the A inverse, that is nothing but A inverse is equal to 1 divided by determinant value of A into adjoint A. I got the matrix of A inverse, and we know since we need to get values of x and y, how we are going to find the solution. X is equal to A inverse B, where A inverse is nothing but this one. So I have written A inverse, B is nothing but 6, 11, 0, which you have already written in the beginning itself. Now you multiply these two matrices. After multiplying you are going to get 9, 18 and 27. And if you multiply this 1 by 9 inside to this matrix, you are going to get 1, 2, 3. On the LHS we had a matrix X, it is nothing but x, y, z. On the equality of matrix we can compare the corresponding elements. So value of x is equal to 1, y is equal to 2 and z is equal to 3. This is how we are solving the problems which is of application type of question, where first we are expressing the given question into the algebraic equation, then algebraic equation is transferred into the matrix, and from that we are continuing with the finding the solution, that is x is equal to A inverse B. To get a solution we need to find A inverse. To find A inverse we need to have adjoint A. First we find out adjoint A, then we got A inverse and solved. Thus we have got the values of x, y and z. So let us move to some of the exercise question. So here is one of the exercise question. If A, they have given a matrix A and asked you to find A inverse. Okay. After finding A inverse, using that A inverse, here what A inverse you have got here, using that A inverse they asked you to solve the system of this equation. Okay. So first find the A inverse. Using that A inverse we need to solve this system of equation. So first let us find the A inverse. So this is a matrix A. So before finding the A inverse we are checking the determinant value. Here the determinant value is equal to -1, which is not equal to 0. So the matrix A is nothing but a non-singular matrix, therefore inverse exists. So inverse exists means we need to find now we need to find it. But how? Before to find the A inverse we need to know the adjoint. To get the adjoint we should know the cofactors of each and every element. So let us find the cofactors of each and every element. After getting the cofactors I have I have got adjoint of A, that is 0, -1, 2, it become the first row, 2, -9, 23 become the second row, 1, -5, 13 become the third row. So we got the adjoint A. What is the formula to find the A inverse? That is nothing but 1 by determinant value of A into adjoint A. So 1 by determinant A. What is the value of determinant A? It was -1. So 1 by -1 is nothing but minus itself into adjoint A. So I multiply this -2 inside, it should be multiply to each and every element because it is a matrix. So 0, 1, -2, -2, 9, -23, -1, 5, -13. So this is our A inverse. Now they have given you some system of that equation. So this system, 2 minus 3y plus 5z is equal to 11, 3x plus 2y minus 4z is equal to -5, x plus 5 minus 2z is equal to -3. It can be expressed in Ax is equal to b, where this is the coefficients of x, y, z, and this is x is nothing but the variables, b is nothing but the elements which is on the RHS. So now you have expressed that system into the matrices. Now you need to find the solution. How we are going to get the solution? X is equal to A inverse B. But we can't move with the previous method what we have did, because what the question is saying, using A inverse we need to solve the system. Here we have find out the A inverse. By using this A inverse we need to find what is the values of x, y and z. So x is equal to A inverse B, where A inverse is nothing but the A inverse which I have find out earlier. So I am taking that one here. This is nothing but A inverse which we have find out before, into B. Multiply this one. You are going to get the value in the LHS. Here we are having x, y and z. So that is nothing but x, y, z is equal to 1, 2, 3. By the equality of matrix I can say value of x is equal to 1, y is equal to 2 and z is equal to 3. So this is how we are solving the equation when they have asked you to find A inverse, and using that A inverse we need to solve the system of equation. Okay, but if you observe properly, there is nothing big difference between this matrix A and this system of equation, because you can see here what and all the elements are there in this matrix. They are nothing but the coefficients of these variables. 2x minus 3y plus 5z, that is 2 minus 3, 5, 3, 2 minus 4, 1, 1 minus 2. So this A and this A are one and the same. So it's not a big thing or big issue. So this is how we are solving the problems of this type of question. So let us move to the miscellaneous examples. So you can see here the question, what they are saying is, if A, B, C are positive and unequal, means A, B, C are the three variables which are positive and unequal, means they are not equal to one, that is A is not equal to B, B is not equal to C and C is not equal to A. So that is what that's meaning of unequal. Show that the value of this determinant is negative. They are saying only thing is the value of this determinant should be negative. We are need to show that one. Okay, they are not asking what is the value. We need to show it is negative. So let us move with the, as usual, row operations and column operations. So first thing what I am applying was C1 implies C1 plus C2 plus C3. So at that time I got the whole one column as A plus B plus C. I removed that common from the first column. After removing I got 1, 1, 1, B, C, A, C, A, B. I'll make any two elements of this first column as equal to 0. So for that I use the row operation, that is R2 implies R2 minus R1, R3 implies R3 minus R1. So first row remains as it is, and the second row here 1 minus 1 0, C minus B, A minus C, again 1 minus 1 0, A minus B, B minus C. So you got this one. Now expand this determinant along the first column. So what you are going to get? So expanding along the first column I am going to get A plus B plus C into, this one is 1, so that is nothing but C minus B into B minus C minus A minus C into A minus B. I got this one. Now A plus B plus C as it is. Now I will multiply this one, it becomes CB minus C square minus B square plus BC, and again here I am multiplying this minus inside itself, minus A square minus into minus plus AB plus CA minus BC minus BC. So minus BC plus CB, it get cancels. So what is the remaining now? A plus B plus C into minus a square minus b square minus c square plus ab plus bc plus ca. These things are remaining. For this one I am multiplying and dividing by minus 2 by 2. Why? So you can look here, minus 1 by 2 I will keep it outside. After keeping minus 2 by 2 outside, not minus 2 by 2, 1 by 2, and from this one I am taking minus common outside, so that time it becomes minus 1 by 2. So a plus b plus c into, so minus 1 by 2 is outside, where minus is taken common from this equation, and from multiplying and dividing by 2, the denominator 2 is outside. I am multiplying 2, it becomes 2a square plus 2b square plus 2c square minus 2ab, because I have taken minus common outside, minus 2bc minus 2ca. So 2a square, what does that implies? A square plus a square. What does this implies? B square plus b square, and this one c square plus c square. So I can write from these equations, what I can write? A square minus 2ab, this one, plus b square. 1a square 1b square is used, plus again b square minus 2bc plus c square. Another b square 1c square is used for this one, and 2bc is from minus 2bc is from this one, plus c square minus 2ca plus a square. So minus 2ca it is from here, and another c square a square is used here. So now all the elements are used, and now you can see here minus 1 by 2 a plus b plus c. This one is nothing but a minus b whole square plus b minus c whole square plus c minus a whole square. So clearly these things, a minus b whole square, b minus c whole square, c minus c whole square, all are greater than 0, right? You will agree. So what about this whole sum? It becomes greater than 0. Now remaining is this one, a plus b plus c. Clearly what they have said in the beginning itself, all a, b, c are unequal and positive. So when it is positive, the sum is also positive. So a plus b plus c is also, this one is also greater than 0. So now clearly this one is also greater than 0, this one is also greater than 0. So it is positive. When positive thing is multiplied with the negative, what happens? It becomes less than 0. That becomes negative. So less than 0. What we needed to prove? The determinant is a negative. We need to prove that the determinant is negative. So we have proved that the determinant is less than 0, which is nothing but negative, and hence proved. So this is the next question. If A, B, C are in AP, they asked you to find what is the determinant value of this one. So here A, B, C is here. They are saying that A, B, C are in AP. If A, B, C are in AP means what? Common difference is same here. So what does that implies? A, B, C are equal means B minus A is equal to C minus B. What does this implies? 2B is equal to A plus C. Let it be on the one side. Now they asked you to find out the determinant value. So what I am using some row operations here. That is nothing but R1 implies R1 plus R3 minus 2 times of R2. So what does that implies? 2y plus 4. So I'll do for one thing. 2y plus 4 plus 4y plus 6 minus 2 times 3y plus 5. So it is nothing but 4y plus 2y, it is 6y, 6 plus 4 it is 10, here again minus 6y minus 10 cancels, which is equal to 0. So what happened? Our first element of the first row, it is 0. Even you can do it for here also. 5y plus 7y, it is nothing but 12y, 7 plus 9, it is nothing but 16, minus 2 times of this one is nothing but minus 2 into 6 minus 12, plus 12 minus 12 get cancels, minus 2 into 8 minus 16, plus 16 minus 16 get cancels, which is nothing but 0. Now for the third one, so again here 8y plus a plus 10y plus c minus 2 times 9y plus b. So what does this implies? 8 plus 10y, it is nothing 18y plus a plus c minus 18y minus 2b. So plus 18y minus 18y get cancels. What is remaining? A plus c minus 2b. Since we know that a, b, c are in AP, what we have, 2b is equal to a plus c. So a plus can be replaced by 2b minus 2b, which is nothing but 0. So even the third element of the first row is also 0. Then the rest of the elements are as it is, 6y plus 8, and whatever the remaining is as it is. So since one row, if complete one row or complete one column is equal to 0 means what? Then the determinant value is equal to 0. So the value of this determinant is equal to 0. So this is how we use the concept ABC. If ABC are in AP means then we are finding the determinant value. Please remember, like this type of questions, which is very helpful when it comes for some of the MCQ questions. Okay. So exercise 4.6, in that the first 6 question here they are just asked to examine the consistency of the system. As I said, if they asked you to examine, don't need to find what is the value of xyz like that. You need to find the value of determinant value of a. If it is not equal to 0, it is non-singular, then it is consistent. If it is equal to 0, find the value of adjoint a into b. If that one is not equal to 0, then it is inconsistent. That much is enough to do for first 6 questions to check that is whether it is a consistency of a system. And for next rest of the question, they asked you to solve the system of linear equation using matrix method, which I have already explained. Using that method, try to solve for these many types of questions, which is easy, not that difficult. So later this question I have already solved, that is by using A inverse finding the solving this system of equation. And this system and this question is similar to your questions which I solved previously. Try to solve this one by yourself. If you didn't get, you can ask me. When it comes to the miscellaneous, examples are important for your examination point of view. Important means these included for your board examinations.